Hello, it's Wednesday and we're back with another video. What are we doing today?
So MacG could potentially be cancelled. Or not cancelled, it could be regulated by the government.
Yeah.
Because of some things he said about Mini Lamini.
Yeah.
But before we get into all of that,
Okay.
let's just check out this clip first.
Alright.
And you tell me what you think.
Alright, cool.
When we came into Parliament last year, these were things that were supposed to be top of mind. There were urgent issues that the department was supposed to deal with. The industry, in successive engagements that we've had with them, they've raised the delays around the SABC bill. They've raised the delays around this audio and audiovisual policy. And it's really important that attention is given to them, because if you fail to do so, you see, now we are talking about one particular case. And I want to make the point that when we speak about regulation of podcasts, it's not about shutting down creativity. It's not about gagging people or taking away the right to freedom of expression. What it is to be able to protect them as well as people who are hurt by maybe harmful content that is expressed on their podcast. We're dealing with issues of misinformation. You're dealing with unjustified shaming. You're dealing with content that is harmful to kids. I mean, you look at some of these podcasts and they don't even have classification as far as the Film and Publication Board goes. So what could be adult content, and this was raised very sharply in the Portfolio Committee, adult content is proliferated across Twitter, across YouTube. So our focus is really around the over-the-top services, as they're called, as a whole, and then zooming into podcasts. Currently in South Africa, media is only characterized as either radio, print, or television. So that gives you a sense of how urgent it is that we are able to get the department to move with the necessary speed on these issues.
So what are your thoughts on all of that?
Bored. So, look, I don't want to completely bash them, because I get why they could probably say something like that, as to, yeah, maybe at some point, or we should actually work on regulating, these podcasts and things like that. But also, on the other hand, I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, the whole point of this is for it to be like informal media, really, you know what I mean? And now it's like they want to formalize it, and we know what happens to formalized media. It becomes propaganda machines, and then it's not. That's what we're running away from, by having these spaces. And this is literally what Elon Musk was also fighting about for the longest time, because at some point they will start controlling the things that you say. It goes from, because who's to say what is right and what is wrong to say? You know what I'm saying? Our moral ethics is a gray line between what you may find morally correct to say and what I may find. And that is why there's these two separate, types of platforms. There is formal media, which is there to be, to follow those guidelines. But then there's informal media, where it's literally like, we just need to sort of find our way to navigate your way around the ugly part of the world, because you can't shield people forever. That is an actual part of the world.
So I want to start off by the comments that MacG said.
Yeah.
He was speaking about Mini, and obviously he said some out of pocket thing.
But when I listened to that,
yeah, it was out of pocket, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like the craziest thing you will ever hear on the internet.
It's not even about it. Like,
yeah, tell us about that story, Ghost. What happened? Let's start there.
Man, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on with Mini Lamini,
What's
bro?
going on over there?
No, man,
They
something's gonna be
parted
wrong with
ways.
Mini, bro.
I also feel like
My thing is, Mini's pretty, bro.
yeah.
But
Mini's beautiful.
Why can't she keep a man? Bro, I'm telling you, man, there's gotta be something wrong with her. Like maybe a coochie smells or something, bro.
No.
Yeah.
You know this happens, dog. It happens, bro.
No.
Especially with the hot girls.
What if
the fact that they made it sound like he said that, but
Yeah.
like
He said that
I'm saying,
that
yeah,
her coochie stinks.
yes,
He didn't say that.
but he didn't say that. Like, it was so anticlimactic when I actually listened, because it was like, but he didn't say that. He's literally a person that posed a question like, what is the problem? Like, what could, because we all believe like she's a very attractive girl, and she's an it girl, and maybe a lot of guys would want to be with her, but like, what is the problem? And it's always the things that you least expect are the problem. You know what I'm saying? It could be like just bad behavior or whatever, but obviously we know MacG, everything is centered around sex that he says, and that's nothing new. You know, so obviously his comments would be centered around sex or like or sexualized. So him saying that, or maybe her. Not that is that's fine, but it's like you're going to Parliament. Going to Parliament.
Ministers now involved just for speculating, because that's all he was doing.
Parliament.
He was speculating. He was just like trying to. Podcasting is, like you said, it's informal.
Yes.
And the reason why so many people watch it is because they want to get unfiltered opinions about topics.
Yes.
I didn't like what Reason had to say in terms of, no, don't talk about me. Then number 2, he said you guys should come with facts. Bro, a podcast is all about sharing your opinions. You understand? They were sharing their opinions. Yes, it's wrong what they said, but I don't think reason to fight them was valid. It's like Casper. How many things do people say about Casper? You know this. Now Casper must go to all this platform, all these Twitter blogs, all this, and address them one by one.
And the way he's also...
you know what they said about Casper's kid and the wife and everything. Now Casper must go to MacG and, this is my life.
MacG is very good at that. He's very unfiltered, and that's why he has over a million
large
subs.
Following.
Yes. So now, if you're trying to hold him up to the same standard as you would hold up somebody who's working in the SABC, you're basically killing his whole brand.
That's crazy.
You're killing his whole flow.
You're killing his brand.
You're killing everything about what makes MacG special. If you try
you're really gonna sound like a media plant. And
if you try to hold like podcast and chill to the same code of ethics that somebody in the SABC would be held to, that podcasting. Even MacG said this himself. Podcasting, you cannot hold podcasters to the same standard.
Dude, like, let's be honest. The content that we do, obviously, let's not be stupid. We know the content we do, like, we talk shit every week, so we're bound to offend someone. And the worst thing about us trending, we're trending for shit that's not even true, dog. You know, if we're trending because porn is, Saul is a porn addict, or I'm an alcoholic, I know, sharp, we'll take that, you know, because it's true. Now we're trending for shit that's not even true, dog.
Yeah.
Like, if you go, they couldn't even take clips of our old episodes where we're spewing hate against homophobic people.
Yeah.
They couldn't.
No, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They're not.
Doesn't suit their narrative.
It doesn't.
No, there isn't. There isn't any clips like that. We made a mistake. And dude, we talk shit for a living every single week. We're bound to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And another problem is that people hold us to broadcasting standards. You can't.
You can't.
You can't treat us like radio. You can't treat us like TV. We literally shoot off the hip. It's unfiltered. We put on the mic. We don't think about what we are saying. We just say whatever is on our minds.
Yeah.
All podcasters know this. It's all about giving opinion. It's all about giving your honest opinion about certain topics.
Yes. And trust me, if you really do something out of pocket and people unanimously decide that, you get cancelled.
Yeah, even besides that, there's so the internet is like the playground. I like to think of it as like the playground in school. Yeah. Like where like
there'll be everything. There's bullies. There's
anybody can say anything at the playground, and it's not monitored by the teachers. The teachers are not telling people how to behave and all that stuff like that. It's you in the playground. It's the wild wild west. It's the what's this? The source of information of ideas. People can say whatever they want, whenever they want, and that's what makes the internet the way it is.
The way that it is.
People can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about how the internet is regulating or is regulating itself is that all these platforms, all these social media platforms have ways to regulate content.
Yes.
All of them. So YouTube has ways to regulate content. MacG is held to the standard of YouTube, which is the terms of service. If MacG breaks the terms of service on YouTube, he can get banned, he can get demonetized. Basically, that's where you can cancel MacG on YouTube. Yeah. But to try and like regulate him, tell him what to say and what not to say, like the internet is crazy. And people who've been on the internet know that what MacG said is nowhere near the craziest thing that you probably heard today. like people say a lot of crazy stuff on the internet. Okay, let me talk about this double standard one. Women on podcasts say a lot of crazy things about men.
Because it makes me look like a loser to like be in a situation where it's like you slept with like someone who doesn't bath for like 4 days or like apparently he doesn't bath.
Hi!
Daliwonga.
Hi!
You know?
What's wrong with Daliwonga?
Apparently he cannot operate.
Hi! So you're telling me TXC is not getting the real one?
And they private parts.
We've heard women say men are gay. We've heard women say crazy things like men aren't good, a certain person's not good in sex, his penis is small, you know, all these crazy things. But when a woman is spoken about in the same manner, then everybody's up in arms about it, you know. It's a double standard, but it's fine. I'm just pointing it out. And then like I said, you've heard Nota say that call Michali a dog that can be put down.
You know, the Mihlalis of this world. I mean, like imagine there's some guys who think a Mihlali is attractive, and all I think is that Ngamteng. And they don't understand that if Mihlali is for sale, that means she's an object, which means you can kill her if you want to. I mean, you know, it's like buying a dog. You can put it down.
You've heard him say stuff like that. You've heard him say racist things, calling people Neanderthal. You've heard racism. You've heard sexism. You've heard it all.
That's what I'm saying. How far are they gonna go with this regulation thing? Because it's crazy.
Because if the government tries to control what people can and cannot say,
there's gonna be so many fine lines, bruh. It's like I don't know how you're gonna go about.
It's gonna be like an infringement on our constitutional rights of freedom of expression. But then. My worry is that it's gonna boil down to trying to censor people that say things that you don't like.
Yes, that you don't like. It's going there, obviously. If we don't like what you're saying, and then we're gonna cause a whole campaign around what you're saying, and then it's like, okay, if a group of us agree that we don't like what you're saying, you're done. Yeah, you're done for.
But what's nice about MacG is that you can't really cancel him that way. He's too big. So
he's like an Andrew Tate situation.
Yeah, he's too Andrew Tate. They tried to cancel him. Yeah. They literally tried to ban him off the internet. Yes. But he was so big that you couldn't really ban him off the internet. MacG as well. If you try ban him off of YouTube by maybe getting his channel cancelled or whatever. He can literally just create his own website, have a subscription fee of
and people will
a subscription fee of like $5 or something. And if even 100,000 people subscribe to the thing, he's earning 500,000 rand a month. So there's no way to cancel MacG when he's so big. He has such a large following. You'll always find ways to make money. So the issue here shouldn't be trying to cancel him. Yeah, you can say that what he said
was distasteful. We don't like even though you were not saying it, but you still put the thought out there for people to look at her in that manner. I get that, and that is borderline. Like it's bullying. It
is bullying. I think it's bullying.
You know, so it's like it's not nice because literally I can walk in the street now and you're gonna look at me for what somebody else said, and it's not true. That's not fair. You know, so like call me out, give me strikes, or you know what I'm saying, or sue me.
That's what I was about to say.
Sue me.
There's so many ways you can regulate people who are out of pocket.
I think she's not suing him because she knows she also says things about him. Pocket. So she knows that I can't sue this person. That's why I feel like this is bigger than Minnie. They just using this.
So the reason why Minnie cannot sue MacG for this is because he did not say. Yeah. He didn't say that Minnie's coochie stinks. Yeah. He didn't say that. Yeah. He was just speculating that Minnie can't keep a man, so what could be the issue? And then he brought that as maybe like one of the potential issues that could be the reason why it's too rushed. But he didn't say definitively. I know that Minnie's coochie stinks. So
but can't she sue for the impact of that? I mean,
no, not really. You can't sue for defamation because you didn't say anything defamatory. Yeah. The only thing that you can do in this instance is to get people to report the video.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube, report the video, say it's bullying. YouTube will take the video down, and that's it. That's how you punish somebody on YouTube.
I see.
Report the video, YouTube will take it down, and then he won't do it again. You don't have to do all of this. Ministers are out here cloud chasing. You know,
imagine
there's this deputy minister of women's
rights or something like that.
Yeah, it's women's and people with disability.
Yes.
It's a
women,
department.
children, and people.
Women, children, and people with disability. It's a department that
Yes.
I've quite frankly haven't heard of until now.
I also didn't, with all these issues that we face regarding children and
we literally
women
just
and
had
all
a
of
justice
that.
for
Imagine
and
your
this department
audacity. Imagine.
This department was quiet.
Imagine.
It was quiet when that was all
That's
happening.
crazy, and you still have to go like. That's what I'm saying, man. Like I feel like this is, it's either bigger than Mini. Like I feel like it's bigger than this Mini situation because I feel like they're scared of these people like the MacGs because the power that these people hold is quite big, you know, and it's like this is an opportunity for them to be like, you see, so now it's like, well, let's use this because we want to control them, we want to control the narrative, we want to control
the narrative.
So it's like this is the perfect opportunity for us to do that, and it's like don't be fooled. This is not about this one incident. This is literally wanting them to silence people, wanting them to silence us of our opinions. So we need to watch this because that's literally what's happening. So it's like over policing what we're saying, how we feel. You know what I'm saying? Like just.
And for me, another thing is that Minnie has been a public figure for decades now. To her, this is nothing new.
It's nothing new.
People have been speculating.
She didn't even.
People have been speculating for years that she sleeps around to get positions and all of that stuff like that. You know, all these.
Did she have a roast?
Yeah, she had a roast about that.
Did they?
You see, so all these accusations have been flying around her name for years. She still gets deals. She's still on TV. She's still getting awards. Like this doesn't harm her reputation at all. So I don't know why this is such a big deal. But what I don't like is that government thinking of regulating the internet because the internet cannot be regulated. I don't want the internet to be regulated. I like it the way it is. I like the fact that you can still hold people accountable if they've defamed you or if they said something that put reputational damage to your name and you've lost money, you can still punish people.
To punish them, sue them.
But people always won't talk. That's the thing. When you and Minnie knows this. She's a public figure. She's been dealing with this for years. People always won't talk about you. People are not always gonna say the nicest thing about you. People are gonna say the foulest things about you even. But you just have to learn to take it. It comes with the fame. It comes with being a public figure. And that's the internet. That's just the internet. But it is what it is. You guys let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
We'll check you guys in the next one.